What's up everybody and welcome back. On today's video, I actually have something new and exciting to share with you. If you've been following along on my channel and this build, you might notice behind me that something is missing from the back of my Jeep. What's missing is my Magnaflow Performance Series Dual Exhaust. The reason the exhaust is no longer on the Jeep is because when we installed the rival rear bumper, we discovered that the bumper and the dual exhaust don't really work well together. The reason that they don't work well together has to do with the shape of the rival rear bumper. This bumper offers a high clearance sides and a little bit of a deeper coverage on the back. What happened when we installed this bumper is I actually had to go ahead and customize the exhaust hangers for the exhaust so that the exhaust could hang a little bit lower. Well, this is where this became a problem because as I'm lowering the exhaust, I am also decreasing the clearance that I have at the back of the Jeep. And as I do more and more off-roading, having reduced clearance on the back is not necessarily a good thing. And it was most likely just a matter of time before I would cause some damage to those exhaust tips, or worse, damage to the bumper. Another reason that this became a problem is because with the high clearance sides, you can see the exhaust tips sticking straight out to clear the bumper. And for me, that just looked really bad and didn't look well designed. So since I installed this bumper, I have been looking for a new option for my exhaust. So the new system that I've already installed on my Jeep to replace the Magnaflow Performance Series Dual Exhaust is the Magnaflow Overland Series Exhaust. This is one of their newer systems, and this system offers a unique feature which allows you to tune the sound of the exhaust. This exhaust system is a high clearance stainless steel system, and it is rated as a moderate sound level. This is an axle back exhaust system. It starts with a 2.5-inch diameter pipe, which goes into a straight through style muffler and exits with a 3.5-inch turn down exhaust tip. Inside the muffler, you actually have a split off resonator channel, which exits behind the exhaust tip. At this point, you can actually add your accessory resonator tips to tune the exhaust sound. First, you can start with the cap, which will give you the most aggressive and loudest tone. Next, you can use the U-bend with the cap to get a medium tone. Then using the U-bend and the full additional resonator, you can get the softest and quietest sound. This system simply clamps together using the provided clamps. This system goes for $793. As usual, I'll put some links below that you can click on to get some more information about this product or to purchase one for yourself. In this video, I'm going to show you the steps I took to install this unit. Then I'll show you some sound clips where we can compare the different sound options that are available through this system. While we're doing that, I'm also going to compare it to the Magnaflow Performance Series Dual Exhaust that I previously had on the Jeep. That way you can see how the two systems compare against each other. And then of course, I'll wrap this video up by giving my overall thoughts and opinions about this new system. So let's go ahead and take a look at how the installation of this system went. As you saw, the installation was fairly straightforward and easy to do. I highly recommend that if you have the tools, the time, and the space, that you attempt to do the installation yourself instead of paying someone else to do it for you. Now what we're going to do is take a look at the sound clips so that we can see how this exhaust performs. So guys, the performance of this system definitely surprised me. Originally, I thought this system was going to give us 3 different sound levels, but that is definitely not the case. As you saw in the clips, the sound level of the 3 options really does not change. What changed was the tone of the exhaust. What I found was when we were using the cat version, which is supposed to be the aggressive, loud option, we really didn't end up with something that was loud. We ended up with something that was a little bit more throaty and sounded more like a muscle car. Where when we used the full resonator, we didn't end up with something that was quieter. We ended up with something that was smoother, softer, and sounded more like a sports car. So for me, the volume of the 3 options really did not change. What changed was the tone value. I think this tone value is what gives you the effect of thinking it's louder, because a deeper tone is actually going to travel a little further and penetrate through objects a little easier. So in summary, this system is really not giving you 3 different volume options. It's just giving you 3 different tone values to change the way the exhaust sounds. As for sound level, I can definitely confirm that this system has a moderate sound level, because when you compare it to the Magnaflow dual exhaust system that it previously had on this Jeep, which was also rated as a moderate sound level, both these exhausts are pretty much on par. So if you're looking for an exhaust that's a little bit louder and a little bit more aggressive than a stock exhaust and still not overpowering or obnoxious, then both these exhausts would be an option for you. It really comes down to what style you're looking for. If you're doing off-roading and you need clearance, you might want to go with a high clearance one. If you like that sporty look and want dual tips, then go with the dual exhaust. Now that you've seen how to install this product and how it works, I can now give you my overall thoughts and opinions. Overall, I'm pretty happy about this product and the way it turned out, and I'm pretty impressed with the way it performs. And because of this, I would definitely recommend this system to anybody looking for an exhaust. To explain why, I'm actually going to break it up into 2 sections. First is going to be the physical item, and then second is going to be the performance. For the physical item, we're actually going to talk about its craftsmanship and its design. The craftsmanship of this product is high quality. This product definitely lives up to the high standard of quality that Magnaflow puts into all the products they sell. In particular, its welds, its bends, its clamps, its assembly, its materials, its mufflers. Everything is top notch. And because of this, it actually makes it really easy to assemble, because there's no struggling or modification needed. Everything just simply slides together and then slides into place. For myself, I'm actually hoping that this exhaust stays looking like this because it looks amazing, but most likely because of the elements, it probably won't. But the good thing is, because I know they're using high quality stainless steel, it is still going to perform, even if it doesn't look that great in the end. As for design, I'm really happy that they designed this as a high clearance system and tucked it really high up in the Jeep. Because unlike the stock exhaust or my dual exhaust, this exhaust is tucked up really nicely behind the rear bumper and is barely visible from behind the Jeep. This is how these mufflers should be designed. They shouldn't be sitting down and visible. It just doesn't look right. This also offers some performance gains because this adds increased clearance when you're off-roading. So there's a less likelihood that I'll end up hitting this tip on anything, but even if I did end up hitting it while I was off-roading, it would now be hidden, so it really wouldn't matter. Now that we've covered that, let's talk about the performance of this system, and let's first talk about the noise level of the exhaust, and then let's talk about the tunability option that comes with this system. For this exhaust, I think it's the perfect volume level. It is not too loud that it's obnoxious, but it's not so quiet that it's pretty much stock. This exhaust is quiet when you're cruising. You can have conversations in the Jeep, no problem. But then as soon as you press on the gas and give it some oomph, it really screams and says, I'm moving. So it gives you that perfect balance between aggression and power and also comfort. If you're looking for an exhaust that's a little bit stronger or more aggressive than stock, this is definitely an option for you. As for the tunability option, I really like the fact that it has 3 different options available. You might think it's a little bit of a gimmick, but I'll explain why I actually think it is one of the most innovative solutions that has come to the market. And the reason is because When you're buying exhausts online, you're always looking to find out what it sounds like. Well, when you're watching videos online, the sound that you hear in those videos is never necessarily the sound of the exhaust. It is usually different in person. Even in this video with the clips I had, the exhaust doesn't necessarily sound like that in person. It definitely sounds a little bit different. So as a result, it's really hard to figure out which one is the right one. You might find one you love in a video online, you go ahead and purchase it. Once you get it home, you install it, and then you're not happy with it because it doesn't sound the same. And that is where I think this kit is going to succeed, because even if you buy this kit, once you get it home, it actually has 3 different sound options for you to choose from. So if you don't like the first one, you can try the second one and then try the third one, and you'll most likely find the option that you like. I think it's very clever, and I think it's just innovative. And I think for me, this is one of the reasons this kit stands out over some of the other ones that are available on the market. And one of the unique things I am actually going to do, because this system has the ability to have different sound options, is I am actually going to do a part 2 to this video, where I'm actually going to install an exhaust valve in the resonator, which will give me the ability to switch from the muscle version, or the louder, more aggressive version, to the sports car, more quiet and smooth option. I think it's gonna be really cool, and I think it's gonna be a really good way to see the difference, because what I'll be able to do is simply switch it with the press of a button, and it will change from version to version. But again, this will be on a second video, so you have to stay tuned to see how that goes and how that turns out. Okay guys, I am done talking. I do hope that this video was informative and that you now have a good understanding of what the Magnaflow Overland Series Exhaust can do and how it performs. If you have any further questions, feel free to post them below and I'll do the best to answer them. As mentioned, I will put some links below that you can click on to get some more details as well. If you are actually attending the Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion in August, I actually will be attending that show this year, and my Jeep will actually be in the Magnaflow booth. So if you want to see and hear this exhaust, come by the booth and check it out. And if you do come by, make sure to hit me up and say hello, because I love meeting new people and finding out who is actually watching my channel. As usual, guys, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Keep evolving your rigs, and we'll see you guys on the next video.